nominated for actively investing in the energy-intensive tar sands, at the same time as pushing unproven carbon capture and storage technology as a solution to climate change, while undermining initiatives to reduce carbon dioxide emissions. Here we have Royal Dutch Shell. In 2009, Shell became the world's largest company. The Anglo-Dutch oil giant is also the world's most carbon-intensive oil company. A recent survey by environmental NGOs found that the average carbon intensity of each barrel of oil and gas Shell produces is set to rise dramatically, increasing by 85%. Shell's rapid recarbonization strategy is in direct contrast to governments who are trying to decarbonize their economy. I can't really say anything funny about this because it's terrible. So let's just say Monsanto and give him a boo, should we? Yeah. Let's do that.
The theme of tomorrow's march is a rejection of false solutions and a proposal of real solutions. And that's, in fact, what we've been talking about here at Klimaforum now for almost a week and a half, and we're going to keep talking about it all week. Defining those false solutions, talking about why they don't work, talking about why in so many ways it's not just that they don't solve the climate crisis, it's that they make it worse. It's that they push off the land the people who are actually living most sustainably while rewarding the biggest polluters. But what's been amazing to see at the Bella Center is that the real solutions that we've heard so much about here and we've heard so much about on the streets, I'll tell you, some of you have been in the Bella Center, most of you haven't. Those real solutions are not on the agenda in the Bella Center. There are sessions about how to adapt to climate change, about how Bangladesh can adapt by building boats. There aren't sessions about how to tax the windfall profits of the oil industry. Nobody talks about that in the Bella Center. In fact, if you have materials talking about it, they take it at the door because we have to pretend that we're all one big happy family and that there are no winners or losers in this process. So we don't hear about windfall taxes on the oil companies. We don't hear, except when activists have surprise demonstrations about the growing call to keep the tar sands in the land in Canada. We don't have sessions, and I look for them, believe me, about the need to radically revamp intellectual property. That it's time to out the people behind the politicians. Our job is to follow the money. We don't win this battle without talking about power and without talking about money. So, these pressures that we're not supposed to talk about in the Bella Center are why the negotiations have fallen apart, and why really the only hope at this point for a deal is if the U.S. and Europe successfully twist the arms of the developing countries enough to force them to sign a deal that is against their